What is up, everyone? Zach here, bringing you a Team Taste tournament report. You want taste? Today, I'm bringing you my Toronto Regionals run that I made top 8. It was a good run. Um, Lots to talk about. Probably going to be a ridiculously long video, but yeah, I'll get right to it. I decided to play Dark Dragons on the day. It was... We're going in thinking Toad Bats, and I just wasn't liking how I was running. So, my boy Alex was savaging me in the hotel room with his Dark Dragons build, and I'm like, you know what? That looks good. And it knocked off the matchups that I wanted to knock off. Mega Ray, Night March, kind of like both favorable. And this just beats decks that stumble. Like, if you go off with Darkrai, you can just be hitting 100 turn 1, 200 turn 2, and it's just so good. Nothing special about the list. The argument the night in the room the night before was do we play 2-2 Darkrai or the 3-1? And I was playing the Turbo Darkrai in Standard and playing 4 Darkrai, so I'm like, I don't think I can go down to 2 Breakpoint Darkrai, so I settled on to play the 3-1 split. And we played the 2-1 Dragon split, 2 Shaman, 1 Hoopa, basic. We didn't include the Baby Voltala. I don't think it's necessary. It would be nice, but the space is so tight. I wanted the 4 Sycamores. I decided to go with a low battle compressor count, and the Sycamores help get rid of the energy, and you don't mind throwing away a bunch of your resources. 2 Lysanders was clutch just all weekend. Stuff against like Volcanion, you needed Lysander and take out the big guns with Salamence. What was it? We switched out an Olympia for an AZ. AZ, I think, is just more useful right now. It's strictly better. Colress is really good with Hoopa decks. Jurassic, multi-use, knockout belts and stuff. Hex, first turn Hex against Array or anything like that. It's just so good. Items for Ultra Balls, 4 BS Seekers, 4 Dark Patches. We decided to play 4 Elixirs. Most lists I saw were playing 3. I wanted to get the Giratina hitting earlier, so I decided to hit the 4th one. No regrets. I like the 4th. I think it's good. It's just so many situations, late game, early game, just whenever. 2 Trainer's Mail, all we had room for. 2 Finding Fury Belts, 1 Float Stone. The Float Stone spot is kind of debatable. I really like it. I wouldn't change it, but you could play Escape Ropes or nothing. I don't know. I wouldn't be stuck with only AZ as a switching card, so Float Stone's nice. 1 Battle Compressor. I don't think any more is needed. I never really said to myself in any games, man, I wish I had another Battle Compressor. Tool Scraper, so good. And then we decided to go with the Dowsing Machine over Computer Search, and I really think it's completely personal preference. But there were so many games where I played 5 Dark Patches with just Dowsing Machine, the Dark Patch. Or there were a couple times where I had to risk it in Dowsing Machine for Max Elixir, and I had to hit it to get game state going or to hit that Chaos Wheel. Wouldn't change it. Dowsing Machine, so good. Because you can even grab your supporters. I remember one time I Dowsing Machine to grab an end to make sure my opponent didn't get anything. And then we got the 9-4 split on energies. I think 9's as low as you can go with elixirs. So 13 energies. There were a couple games where I just drew energies, but I don't know. Not much else to say about that. So I'll get right into the tournament report. I don't remember everything about all my games. Day 1 was super long. There was that spot where we had like an hour and 40 minutes between rounds. Or something like that. It was ridiculous. Really kind of took me out of my game. Started off slow that round, but okay, get right into it. Round 1, playing against George, and I would butcher the last name if I said it. I'm really bad at pronunciation. I'm sorry. But he was playing Volcanion, so he flips over Volcanion, and I'm like, whew, okay, one good matchup. Hopefully we can, work this out. I have issues playing first round usually. When I start off cold, it sometimes takes me a couple minutes to warm up, get into the groove. But matchup went fine. Game 1, I think he missed like 3 elixirs or something like that, and it was really kind of unfortunate. But I got my Salamence down. He already hooped, got an elixir onto a double dragon. Started taking knockouts with Salamence, and he couldn't respond. At one point, he had a benched Volcanion set up, but I hexed him and took out the baby Volcanion so I could go down to 2 prizes because I knew the end was coming. So he couldn't respawn the knockout. Pretty straightforward. Game 2, he... What was it? Oh, yeah, so he hoopas and goes, oh. And then gets like a Volcanion and some other stuff. And then I get turn 1 Salamence to knock out a Volcanion, and he's kind of dead drawing. And he only has 1 Volcanion EX out, and he gets it set up, but he attacks me with like only a steam up. Couldn't really do much. And then after the game, he tells me he had 2 Volcanion EXs prize, so that was just kind of unfortunate. Quick 2-0, though. And then we had to wait like 15 minutes for the match slip, so that was fun. But real nice guy. Round 2, I had the pleasure of playing against my brother, Nick. We, drive all the way and then get matched up against your brother second round. Kind of sucks. And he was also playing Volcanion. So game 1, got Salamence set up, just kind of rolled Salamence, Hex, just wins. And then game 2, Salamence is still good, and I'm really good at not prizing it. So that's what we were figuring out. So got another 2-0, move on 2-0 on the day. Move on to round 3, and round 3 I go against Elliot Churches. I'm so bad with names. He's playing Mega Alakazam, and it was the neatest deck I saw all weekend. He was playing with like 4 Wobs, Decidueyes, Dimension Valley. I knew it started with D. Dimension Valley and Hoopas. So, game 1, I get Salamence set up. He's already hooped, and I just start hitting. And at one point, I think I hit like turn 2 or turn 3, Dark Pulsed out a Mega Alakazam. And so I kind of just won that after that. Don't think there was anything too special. And then game 2, I think I was kind of dead drawing, and then I drew out of it, and Salamence just did work. But he had the Savage play where he hoopas, gets his 3 Alakazams out, attaches a Spirit Link to each of them, and then the next turn he hits a Super Scoop Up, and then plays a Hoopa and gets another 3 Mega Alakazams. It was pretty neat. And I think I can't even remember if I lost that game. That was so early in the day. But I ended up winning the series. Moved on. So then I was 3-0. I'm feeling good. 3-0 regionals. Things are going good. And then round 4, I get matched up against Simone Luong. I'm hoping I'm saying any of these names right. But he was playing... Okay, so here's how the matchup went. I won the coin flip. I went first. And I start Darkrai. I have a bench Giratina, and he flips over a Hoopa. And I'm like, oh, I've seen lots of Dark Dragons around. He's probably playing Dark Dragons or maybe even Turbo Dark. So I think stupidly, I should have just set up the Giratina or, attach to it. But I went out of my way. I Ultra Belt for a Salamence, Elixir to it, like Sycamore, get a Double Dragon on it, get my board set up, and pass him. And he goes, okay. He looks at his hand, and he Lysanders out my Salamence, and I'm like, I messed up. He then ends up grabbing a Hoopa, Rayquaza, and setting up for 6. Misses the Mega Turbo. Then he sets up for 6 again. And then he attaches an energy to the Rayquaza, and then he whiffed Mega Turbo again, and he sets up for 6 again, and he ends up missing the Mega Turbo, and retreats into a Jirachi EX and passes. So I'm like, okay, if I can get the Lysander on the Mega Ray, I'll be fine. And I draw and can't really do anything, so I Sycamore. Try to hit Elixirs onto the Giratinas, and I missed 2 Elixirs, and I missed the Double Dragon attach for the turn. So I'm like, okay, Beastly Fang, knock out the Jirachi. And then he responds with a knockout, and then I didn't really have much answer. I manually attached a Giratina, and I think I got the energy attachment the turn before, so I kind of I'm like, I know I have to Parallel City Chaos Wheel. I'm like, I don't know, that's the only way I can win this. and I missed the Parallel City, so I retreated into Darkrai and let him have knock out the Darkrai. And then on his turn, he benched a Young Goose, and I'm like, great. Now I have to worry about the Gumshoes GX. And then he takes a knockout on Darkrai, and I'm like, okay, I have one turn to hit the Parallel City. So I Sycamore, and I miss the Parallel City again. So I just promote the Giratina and Chaos Wheel and hope he doesn't hit the Hex, and he had the Hex in hand. So I'm like, okay, I can still take this match. I can win it the next couple games. Game 2 starts, I go first. I start Salamence. I look at my hand, and I play N. And then I get my hand. I attach a Fighting Fury Belt. I attach an energy and say, pass. Like, go ahead. Can you do it this time? He couldn't get it last time, so I had to handle, like, all my supporters. And he goes ahead, gets a turn 1, hits the Mega Turbo this time, knocks me out. So he quick 2-0s me. I'm like, okay, should have won that matchup, but sometimes it's just not in the cards. So I'm 3-1 going into round 5, and that's when we had the big long break. And so round 5, I sit down, we're chit-chatting and complaining about the time, and I just feel so stiff and cold, and it's just not, my cards aren't shuffling right. But I play against round 5 Mike Moskowitz. Mike Moskowitz? Okay. And he was playing Lurantis Plume, and I believe I went first and got kind of decently set up, or he went first and missed the Plume, but I remember having items. Started getting set up, and I'm like, I think he gave me a Vileplume at one point. I'm like, I can just Chaos Wheel Parallel City, and he can't get the Vileplume back out. So that's what I'm doing, and I locked the Parallel City to where it reduces grass damage. So he's really just not hitting numbers right with him, with Lurantis's. I scraped off his muscle band, so he really just wasn't hitting as hard as he needed, so he couldn't two-shot the Giratina efficiently after the Flower Supply, and he would have to attach another entity and GX attack, and then my Darkrai would just knock him out. So I take a close game 1. Game took a little bit of time, so we knew we could still finish 2 games, but game 2, he went first, missed the Plume, but then I started missing some stuff. No, game 2, I think he got the Plume, but I don't know. It was a close game, and then he started taking a commanding lead, and I think we both weren't really confident in the matchup, so we were both kind of dragging it out a little bit. At least me, I'm like, I don't know, I knew I wanted to scoop, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to move on to the next game. So he was taking his time, I was taking my time, and then finally I scooped. I'm like, okay, let's go first, see if game 3 we can get like a quick win or something could happen. In the game 3, I just go off. I get everything I need, and he was having trouble hitting what he needed. So then I'm like, okay, I got in a position. I'm like, I know I can win this, and I started taking a couple second turns, like attaching and attacking, and then as time was called, I took my last 2 prizes. So it was real close series, real great games, but it was a good series. So then we were up 4-1, or we were at 4-1 in the tournament, and then round 6 I go against Nick Chimento, who is also playing Dark Dragons. Real good player. We have played a few times. So he goes first. I have no idea what he's playing, and he flips over Salamence. I'm like, okay, probably Dark Dragons. And he goes, I really didn't want to show this off too early, but I guess I have to. And benches a second Salamence, and then Sycamores his hand away, and I'm like, crap. Now I'm gonna, I didn't know how to respond. And then I started playing a little too safe, and I was trying to make it so I had to Lysander and take a Salamence, and I think I just kind of put myself into a corner that I didn't need to be in. This deck, usually you want to play super aggressive, but I was trying not to bench EXs, and it just kind of hurt me, and I only have EXs, obviously, so so he took game 1, and then game 2 I think I just kind of fumbled and drew real bad, but we were just joking around, having a good time. and I knew I lost it. But so he ended up taking game 2. So then I was at 4-2. So I knew I didn't have any more losses. I think at that point we were talking that 6-1 was almost guaranteed day 2. I think only a few bubbled. So I'm like, okay, I can only afford one more tie, and then I have to win out. Then round 7, I go against Raul Reddy. Raul's such a cool dude, but I didn't know what he was playing at this point. I was kind of hoping he was playing Volcanion. No idea what was on his radar, and he flips over a Volcanion, I flip over a Giratina, and he's like, yeah. So like I went first, and then I start getting my setup, get my Salamence out, and I even end the turn with a Hex. So I'm like, I got this. He benches something and passes. I get my setup, and I think I end up taking a knockout. No, I think I missed knockout. I missed the retreat. And then he responds with the Baby Volcanion. He sets up Hoopa, all that good stuff. And then eventually the Salamence just was too much. A couple of Beastly Fang and Hex just kind of won. Game 2, he sets up. Oh, another neat thing that he did, he benched all his Baby Volcanions. So at any point, I couldn't really parallel City because he would knock off all but like 2 Volcanion EXs, which my Beastly Fang would do nothing at that point. Even if he left 3 EXs on the field, I would only hit 170 with a Focus or Fighting Fury Belt. So he was real good about doing that. Game 2, he starts setting up. There was at one point where I took a knockout with a Darkrai. I think I hit 130 on a Baby Volcanion. And I'm like, if he Lysanders the Salamence and knocks me out, I'm just kind of screwed. And he had to play Colress. I think he drew like 14, but he really wanted that Lysander, and he just couldn't get it. Put me in a good spot. Then my Salamence ended up Lysandering a Volcanion and taking out a fully powered up Volcanion, and got the 2-0 on him. So then I was 5-2, moving on to the 8th round. And then round 8, I played against Alex Hill, who I also didn't know what he was playing. So I figured if I won this last one, I could ID into the day 2. So kind of had a lot of pressure on myself. He flips over a Rowlet. I'm like, okay, cool. And I flip over a Giratina. And I'm like, I really don't know how to play against this. Maybe I just got to start taking Dark Pulses really quickly. And then I attach a Double Dragon to Giratina, do a couple things, pass over to him. He gets a Rowlet down, and then he attaches a Rainbow to the Rowlet, and I'm like, that's what I need to do. So he does his thing, gets over to me, and I start Chaos Wheeling him, like, as quick as I could. And, like, he got a couple Deciduous out, so he was putting the early damage onto the Giratina, but it really just didn't amount to anything. So I ended up taking game 1. Then game 2, same thing. He missed the turn 1 Vileplume, I think. That seems to be a lot. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. Maybe they didn't miss turn 1 Vileplume all this times, but I remember having a lot of turns of items against Vileplume that weekend. So I got Giratina out, started Chaos Wheeling it, and then he got Jolteon and an energy attached to him, and I'm like, and then I think I had the Jurassic, but he missed the attachment to the Jolteon to Flash Ray, and I got the Chaos Wheel off. And he would Jurassic me the one game. He Jurassic me, and then I got the Double Dragon. And then he Hollow Hunted and got his Jurassic back, so then I attached another Dark Energies to Giratina, so I'm like, okay, he's Jurassic the Dark, I can just attach another Dark Energy to the Chaos Wheel. And that worked out real well, but we took the 2 games off him, so then I was 6-1 moving into the 9th round. 9th round, I get matched up against Chris DeRocher, someone I play quite often around here. Sat down, and we were like, ID! So we were both towards the higher end tables all day, so we felt safe IDing into the day 2. So then I finished the day 6-1 with was that 18 match points? Yeah, 19. There we go. 19 match points, and I've ended up finishing 23rd seed, moving on to day 2. Day 2 was filled with a lot of Toad Giratinas, which I really not want to play against. There's the Primal Groudons, which I was kind of afraid of, and some other things. But no, I think like 3 Trevenants made it. A Toad Bats made it. And then so day 2, my goal was to get 30 points to get top 8. Maybe one was going to bubble at 30 points. So round 10. Wait. Okay, sorry. Camera stopped. Was going to about to stop. Okay. So day 2, gotta get 30 points. So we'll start over. Round 1, day 2. I play against Charlie, right? Is that his name? Yeah, Charlie Lockyer. He was playing Trev Bursting Balloons, and I sit down and he goes, "Oh, of course." No, he goes, "Okay, congratulations on the win," because Darkrai just kind of rolls over Trevenant. I can just attach, and he wasn't playing hammers, so he had to rely on his balloons to stop me from attacking, and I could just start taking turn 2 knockouts with Darkrai. So he goes first, gets Trevenant, passes over to me. I go and just kind of attach and pass, and then he goes, "Okay, go Silent Fear," and I'm like, "Okay, go attach, knock out the Trevenant." And it was a pretty quick game 1, nothing much he could do. And then game 2, same thing. He goes first, gets Trevenant. I think I got the Lysander, so got a couple of elixirs, dark patches, and at that point, when you're hitting 200 something turn 1 with weakness, it's nothing they can do. So I'm like, okay, good matchup still. It's working. Round 2, I play against Chris Rocher, so my round 9 opponent. I didn't see his deck, but he told me he was playing the Decidueye Plume. So I'm like, okay. I know how to, go towards this. So I think he gets turn 1 Plume out on me, and I'm kind of trying to find the Giratina. I just keep hitting supporters, which is really nice. Get the Giratina, start Chaos Wheeling. And he got like a really good Razor Leaf off at one point, but I think I just retreated and end up one-hitting with a Darkrai, one-hitting a Decidueye. So that gave up the Chaos Wheel, so then he like puts down a Jolteon, puts a Rainbow on him, and then I just get the Chaos Wheel, and he game went fine. Game 2, he goes, okay, I think I have to forego the Plume and just get Jolteon. So he goes right for the Jolteon, puts Jolteon down, puts the Rainbow on it, does a couple other things and passes, and I draw into my Zerastic. I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. I Ultra Ball, get some Shaman, get some draw, and then Zerastic the Rainbow, and he goes, ooh. Then he goes, gets the Vile Plume out, all that good stuff. Attaches a Jolteon, and then I got the turn 2 Chaos Wheel, and just kept Chaos Wheeling. I think I ended up hitting another Zerastic at one point, and at that point it's just game. So end of round 11, round 2, day 2. I was 8-1 at 25 points. So I'm like, okay, I need another win, and I can maybe ID, but probably not, because then you're risking hitting someone who can ID. So I'm like, need another 2 wins still. Round 3, I hit Chris Szymanski, another Michigan player. He's playing Primal Groudon, and my brother played his brother earlier in the day before, so I'm like, okay, I think I know their list. He was playing 2 E-Hammers into Jurassic, which scared the crap out of me. And then game 1, I end up just going for the Chaos Wheel. I got it early enough. Was hoping he didn't hit the E-Hammer. Every time he hit an E-Hammer, I would just attach another Energy and Chaos Wheel. Locked him out of the stadium, so he had to 2-hit me with Primal Groudon, and I could just knock him out with Darkrai. And I took a very close game 1. Game 2 didn't work out so well. I started dead drawing, and then I started coming back with Chaos Wheel and the Darkrai's. Night Spirit early on to get the break in the sashes. And I end up getting down to like 2 prizes and losing. It was a close game, but wasn't sure if we were going to have enough time for game 3. So game 3, we're playing out pretty fast. I take a commanding lead. I was Chaos Wheeling all the Wobbuffets, and then he has this one play where I think he got his second puzzle from the top deck. I'm not positive, but double puzzles, grabs a Karina, scramble switch, all that good stuff. Hits the ground onto Ripclaw, my double dragon away. I'm like, okay. And then he hit a couple other E-hammers. So he took away all 4 of my double dragons. I'm like, there's still a chance. And then I think I still had 1 double dragon on the bench, and he took out a Darkrai while E-hammering the double dragon with a little Groudon EX with whatever it was. Darkrai's weakness hurts it a lot. So then I look back, I count my energies, I have all 9 in my discarder play, and I'm hitting for 170. So I'm 10 damage short on the knockout. Nothing I could do. I hit him. I could even take the slash off and hit him for 170, and he just attacked me to win the game. But really close games. I think I just kept misplaying. I even Lysandered out a Regirock at that point. One point, it was pretty good. So move on to round 4. I know at this point I'm thinking, okay, hopefully I can win 1 more to get top 16. Round 4, I hit Jerry Zoo. He's playing Trev Hammers. And I'm like, okay, matchup gods are still in my favor today. The hammers make it a little more tough, but if they hit them, he goes first, gets Trevenant out, hits, pass over to me, I attach. He hits a couple hammers, he misses a couple hammers. I think he was like 2 for 2 game 1. But eventually I just kept attaching and got the knockout. Both games I got out my Dark Cloak, Darkrai. That's what I really want out to prevent him from Lysander stalling anything. Then game 2, he starts Shaman, like draws and ends. I'm like, okay, no turn 1 item lock for him. That's pretty good for me. I go off. I end up hitting his Shaman for like 80 with Dark Pulse. Didn't get too much energy on the field, so he ends up getting the Trev out, and I'm like, okay. And I set up a Night Spear Darkrai, and I end up promoting the Night Spear Darkrai and taking a knockout on the Trevenant and the Shaman, or a Jirachi or something. But it was really good. Took the 3 prizes and just kind of took the commanding lead from there. Just kept Night Smearing. So now going into the 5th and final round of the day, if I win, I move on to the top 8. If I don't, I get top 16. Looking at all my matchups, I could play Russell Lepar, who was playing Fighting, which is a horrible matchup for me. Like, I play Hex, but I still can't one-shot the Carbinks reliably. Then there was, like, the Toad Bats, not, that promising. A couple Toad Tinas, which I didn't really want to see. And a Vespiquen Flareon. And I get matchup against Caleb Guard. Oh, man, I'm really bad. Man. Caleb Gudemar. I'm sorry. And he was playing Vespiquen Flareon. I'm like, okay, this is my match to lose. I can do this. Just gotta stay calm. All that fun stuff. I didn't know if you played Fire Energies. Fire Energies can really throw a wrench into things if they can one-hit your Giratinas with Flareons. So he goes first. He kind of gets a couple in the discard, passes over to me. I go try to get the Giratina. Oh, and I started a Darkrai, so I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. I go and find my Hoopa, play Hoopa, look through my deck. My Floatstone and my Darkrai were prized. So I had the only way of retreating my Darkrai was with 2 energies or AZ. And I think my AZ was prized too. Yeah, so I had to manually retreat the Darkrai. Because I knew if I left Giratina on the bench, he was just going to end up Lysandering it. So I think I ended up only having a double dragon, so I attached it to Giratina, hit a couple of elixirs on him. Good to go. Pass over to him. He hits me. And then I attach to Darkrai and pass. So I'm like, okay, next turn I can just retreat into my setup Giratina and hopefully knock off the bench DC at the same time. And then this turn, he hasn't played a Battle Compressor yet, and he plays Battle Compressor, and just goes off. I have a Parallel City his way too, and I think the only stadium he probably played 1 Parallel City. I never saw it though, so maybe not. And he played a Tropical Beach. So at most he has 2 stadiums to hit to bump that the negative reduced damage. But he ends up getting like 20-something Pokemon in the discard, just everything he needed, and then Lysanders out the Giratina and knocks it out. I'm like, okay, this is really bad. I go find my other Giratina attached to him, get attack with Darkrai, take the prizes, and I'm like, okay, if he has Lysander and the Giratina, it's game. I'm just gonna scoop and go to game 2. He misses the Lysander and takes the knockout on the Darkrai. So I'm like, okay, there's still a chance, and I end up attaching the Giratina. I drew into the Zerasik. I Zerasik the bench double colorless off the Flareon, and then Chaos Wheeled him his Vespiquen to leave him with no more double colorless on the field. So he goes, he tries Lysander stalling, I AZ up, and I just end up Chaos Wheeling another like 6 times. So I took game 1, very close. Came back from that deficit. Was kind of scary. Game 2, he goes first, gets a couple of things in the discard, and then looks at me, plays a Hex, and passes. I'm like, okay. I think he had a Vespiquen in the active, and he gave me a Shaman. So I'm like, okay. Try to get the Giratina going. I missed an Elixir or 2, and like, pass. He goes, via Seeker, Hex, pass. I'm like, okay. I still couldn't really get much going because I had like the Ultra Ball for the Shaman, but attached to the Giratina and passed. He goes, draws, pass. I'm like, okay, here's my chance. I hoop by Shaman, I get everything, and I end up Zerasicking a bench double colorless and Chaos Wheeling it. So he goes, okay, and then he draws. And I think at that point, my brother told me he'd top deck a Tropical Beach, and that probably could have let him get out of the dead draw, but at that point it was too late. So I just Chaos Wheeled a couple more times for the game. And that left me 10-3-1 on the day, or between the 2 days, with 31 points, securing me a top 32, or top 8, which was, it was my first day 2, first top 8, and it just was awesome. So then, had a little break, going to top 8. There was a couple of people I was possibly match up against. I was hoping to hit Ryan Sablehouse. He was playing Volcanion. So I'm like, Volcanion matchup, as easy as it gets. Like, if there was ever like a matchup I wanted, it would be Volcanion. And I get matched up against Igor Costa playing Seismitoad Dragons, and I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. I heard they weren't playing heavy E-Hammer counts from everyone that, or if his list was similar to the other guys. But the Crushing Hammers really sucks because they can cast will you, but if you cast will them, they'll go like E-Hammer Flare Grunt, and you're stuck without an attack. So then top 8 match, he goes, and gets the Salamence, and he even forgoes the Giratina. He's like, I know he's gonna play down enough EXs that my Salamence is just gonna do work. So I go he has a Keldeo active, I hit the Keldeo, and then he goes, he can't get the Keldeo out of the active, but he has a Salamence set up, so my turn. I knock out the Keldeo, take the first 2 prizes. He comes up with a Toad, starts Quaking Punching me. I Dark Pulse him for like 110 or something like that, 100. And then he ends up retreating into the Salamence and taking the knockout on a Darkrai. I'm like, okay, now I get items, so I end up, what was it? Okay, at one point I had a Dark Cloak Darkrai set up to go, and I'm like, oh no, that's what it was. So he knocks me out. I Dark Pulse him for 170. I missed the 10 HP or 10 damage for the one hit on the Salamence. That would have left me in a perfect spot, but there's no way I could have got it. So I hit the Salamence for 170, and then I had a Dark Cloak Darkrai set up, so I'm like, I know I can just Lysander the Toad and take the 2 prizes, or the 4 prizes for game. And he saw that too, obviously. He's Igor Costa. So, and then he Lysanders Darkrai, 1 hits him. I take the knockout back with Dark Pulse. So we're both down to 2 prizes at this point. And he hits a Crushing Hammer Flare Grunt onto my active Darkrai, leaving him with no energies. I'm like, okay, I have 2 energies in play still. And he Quaking Punch Laser Banks me. I'm like, I got the 1 energy, and I had to attach it, even though he could just Flare Gun it away. Because I would have died on the next turn coming back. So I pass, he Quaking Punches me, and if I didn't get the energy off the top deck, Oh, and I think I even flipped tails for hypnotoxic laser flip. So I stay to sleep. Nothing I can do. He ends up taking game one. Um, game two, I'm like, okay, that was more of a manageable matchup than I thought it was going to be. I'm like, I have a chance. I can come back. Lots of time left. Game two, he mulligans. I'm like, okay. And I start Hoopa. I flip over Hoopa. And then I take my mulligan. Cool, an Ultra Ball. I can work with this. And draw for turn. And my hand at that point was Dark Patch, Dark Patch, Dark Patch. Like, Cirrosic, Energy, something else. I Ultra Ball. And I can't grab my Hoopa, so I grab a Shaman and ended up setting up for 2 into Dark Patch Elixir. So then I passed. My hand was 4 Dark Patches and 2 Elixirs. He goes, gets turn 1 Quaking Punch, and I'm like, okay, like at this point there's really nothing I can do. I just kind of lose, but it's all good. We were playing it out, so I top deck another Elixir. So my hand is 3 Elixirs, 4 Dark Patches. Pass it over to him. He Quaking Punches me. Then I top deck the Sycamore, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna love this one. Sycamore, lay out the 4 Dark Patches, lay out the 3 Elixirs, and we just kind of laugh on it, you know. So played out a couple more turns, but I just got Quaking Punched to death. It happens. You know, my luck ran out there. No, but that was about it. Huge shout outs to the crew. So it was Jeff, Alex, my brothers, Josh and Nick. Shout out to George, Shop, the dealer. And just shout out to everyone that said what's up. You know, that means the world to me. All that fun stuff. It was a long weekend. It's really late. And any questions at all, hit me up. You know where to find me. Follow me on Twitter. I tweeted out the whole day, every round by round update, at Team Taste 66, all that good stuff. And I think that's it. This video is going to be way too long, but it is what it is. So, remember, later, guys.